Operating system is an amazing software that makes our lives easier, but just as our lives are managed by rules and regulations, the operating system is managed by policies and mechanisms. We'll explain what they mean and demonstrate some real-life and OS examples so you can understand these two key concepts better.
Policies are ways to choose which activities to perform. Mechanisms are the implementation that enforces these policies. The separation of policy and mechanism is important for flexibility. Policies are likely to change across places or over time. In the worst case, each change in policy would require a change in the underlying mechanism.
Now that we briefly explained the theory behind policy versus mechanism, here is a short video example that will help you understand the concept using the boss versus worker relationship. This company used to be really small, but has been going through a massive growth spurt. At the beginning, there really hasn't been a need for any kind of security, but lately, unauthorized access to company resources has been a problem. So the boss tasked one of his trusted employees to implement controlled access to the building and its resources. The boss requires that 1. Only employees or authorized personnel may enter. 2. That these employees/authorized personnel may only enter during defined hours of operation. And 3. That certain resources can only be accessed by employees that are authorized to use them. These 3 requirements can be considered the policy. The boss really doesn't care how this gets done as long as the policy is satisfied. The employee gets to work by researching ways to implement this policy. After many hours of research, the employee has decided on how to implement the policy that his boss has set. He has decided on 3 main ways to implement the security policy. 1 is to issue ID numbers and cards to all personnel so they can swipe to enter doors and type in their IDs to access restricted computer resources. 2. For more secure resources, a biometric scan is required, such as fingerprints or retinal scanning. And 3 is to hire security personnel in order to help enforce the security policies. This implementation of this policy is known as the mechanism. So the boss versus worker relationship is just like the policy versus mechanism relationship, as the boss and policy define what needs to get done, and the employee and the mechanism is what will get done.
Another policy versus mechanism example that can be related to the operating system is the idea of page replacement. A policy in this case is to keep the page fault rate under a specific threshold, since the goal of a page replacement algorithm is to reduce the number of page faults. The mechanism in this example would be a page replacement algorithm, for example, first in, first out, most recently used, least recently used, and a bunch of others. Another quick example is editing the registry in a Windows system. It is like a policy as well, since it tells the system how to function. What you manipulate in the registry dictates the changes in the mechanism.
Hopefully, we help you better understand the policy versus mechanism concept.
Thanks for watching.